Hello, welcome, and good evening, and happy Thursday to you.
Hi, we are on again. You might start to wonder if we're still on vacation or are we back?
Yes, as we are. We're still wondering until that.
I think we're still wondering too. Well, officially we're still on vacation. We haven't started our season 2, but we're trying to get in the schedule of things slowly. It's nearing quickly.
Very quickly.
That's right. So if you have been to our past live streams, that have been really fun. We had a shout out.
Yeah.
I want to welcome back one, and we had one yesterday, which we talked to.
That was nice, actually.
Yeah, a lot about technical things and YouTube and just in general, hang out with people. So that was fun, and today is going to be fun too. What are we going to do today?
Today we're going to be talking, and we're going to be learning, actually. It's about OBS, because that's something we want to incorporate into season 2. And the way our schedule's been, it's been impossible to kind of... I mean, we've opened it, we got the basic idea of it and stuff, but you need more than basic idea to be able to do anything proper with OBS. So we're lucky we're going to have our special guest, Neil, from Halos And Heathens.
Yes, that's right. Cool. He's a pro in OBS. They've been incorporating their podcast into their YouTube channel, and then he has another podcast. And his wife, Annalise, she is an audio technician and audio pro as well. So they are pros on anything with sound and visual and combining it all together in a pretty picture.
Yeah. Oh, Granny Monster, how are you? Welcome. Good you can make it for the live stream. We met in Wacky's, and she's a very good friend of Lunatic Dads and of Cab 7. So welcome. Great to have you here.
Let me pop that chat out so I can see you guys.
There.
And catch your
give you a wrench, and we also got
wrenches.
Priscilla's here. Dr. Outdoor Doctor stopped by to say hi. Welcome. Great to see you. Cabin Life with Glenn and Maureen. Always love having you. Karen Somers, all the way over. I believe it's Norway. I apologize, I got it wrong. Much love to you. Terrell, our original wrench. Halos And Heathens. Oh, they're a good channel. I like them.
Yes.
We love them. 52. What's going on? Doing all your work on your channel. So proud of all the work you've been putting in. General JJ, welcome. Lincoln Central Coins, support and like. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Great always to have you in the chat. Laj, our buddy, fellow Montrealer, I would say. Technically, we'll call you Montrealer, so we're all grouped together. I know you're on the other part of the water, but Railroad Preserver, welcome. Turtle Man, hey, how are you? Thank you so much. Hope the job is going well and everything. Like I say, it's just going to be a short one tonight. We won't be on too long.
You always say that.
You always say that, but
we always say that. Oh my God, we are so in need of.
But at the end, we're going to do like we do now every night when we enter a live stream. We're going to go and look for another live stream, and if you guys choose to follow, we'll go and give somebody else support, and always let you guys chances of meeting other people and that. We're a community. There's no catches. It's just everybody supporting each other. As you can see, we're making some changes here at the moment.
I'm being OBS BS now. I don't like that thing here in the back.
Michael McReynolds is here. Life with Ken and Jane. Rosorian Buck, what's going on, my friend? Nathan likes drums. There's a man that hits, I think him and Night Shame, I think, are competing for first who can be in the most live streams that's ever been created on YouTube.
Yeah, Night Shame, by the way, unfortunately can't stream today unless it changed because the PS4 system is down.
Yeah,
so everybody, gamers are upset tonight.
Amazing young man.
Yes.
Everybody loves Night Shame. And Nathan loves drums too. We all love him. He loves drums, we love him.
Yes, that's true.
The Toy Man is here. How's it going? Good to see you. Inspired John, welcome. Arizona Timeless, great to have you here. So many great channels. Always great to be paired with all you guys. Always a pleasure. Granny Monster Gamer loans of games with you is OBS use. Exactly, it's free. It's like going from an automatic card to stick shift. I love her. She's so cool. She's got some great videos.
That's right. And there's so many possibilities that OBS opens for doing things and the way to do the broadcasting. So we're really excited to incorporate that in our shows as well. And I wanted to share something with you. Actually, how this was sparked, the idea of having this live stream is.
I know it's hard for you to reach over the other side here when you're. It's harder too when we don't even have the right window open there. I had to turn it at the last second there. That's better.
Because everybody around seems to be talking about OBS. Some people are using it. Some are thinking of using. Some tried and didn't get it and like gave up and like lots of talks. And this is the latest conversation. I was announcing our live stream on Monday, and Sparkle by Monica was saying that she missed it because she was trying OBS. She actually had tested her OBS live streams, I think 7 times by now already. And as you can see, there a sparked conversation between her geeks and Panic D. And I just loved Panic D. Said, love using OBS. Not only do we use it for streaming, but also our recordings are done with it. Works great until it breaks. Then you freak out, get cold sweats, pass out, kick the computer, yell at the cat. We don't have a cat, and howl at the moon. They don't even have a cat, apparently. And Neil chimed in with, oh, it's so easy. You just got to set up the settings, and from then on, it's smooth sailing. So, well, we're going to keep Neil to his word and try to figure out how smooth the sailing is.
Yep. And it's always good to hear from somebody like that. Like, I mean, I'm not computer literate or anything, but it helps. I want to know. It's always better to hear from people who've done it. Also, guys, too, after this, you could always go on YouTube, search in. There's walkthroughs and stuff. And every specific problem that you have, guaranteed, there's 500 people who had that specific problem and made a video on it. And that's what's amazing today. You can get access to any kind of information you need to get through these problems. And you not only can get through them, but you can pick the person who actually explains it in the way you want to hear it. You can stop, rewind it, pause it, whatever you need to do to help you get through it. So tap in your resources. Also ask the people around you. Most of us have done whatever you're looking for. Check it out. Ask people. People don't mind. People love to help. And we see that every night in the chats, not just our chats, other chats. There's lots of friends there. So tap into your resources.
Also, during the live stream, all the questions are welcome, obviously. And there's already first question, I think, from Rosarian Bach to cover the bit rate. So I'm just going to try and copy them here in the document. If you want to ask a question, please put at Puša Studios at the beginning or end of your question so I can see it. If you're on your cell phone, put hashtag Puša Studios. That will light it up for us so my blind eyes can notice them. And
have a great visit with your sister, Rosarian. Hope you guys have a good time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm all fanatic. Sorry, guys, I've been missing a lot in the chat. We've been getting this set up. T-Throg's here. Zero Fox is giving off road. Nature Bound, MU Free Music. What's going on? Good thing we're doing the OBS because we're going to be bringing MU's music in for the second season.
That's right. We need OBS.
That's right.
If you're looking for music for your videos, free, copyright free, at MU Free Music for your videos, go check that out. Loads of amazing musical pieces there for different tastes.
And not just for MU guys, but anything you use free. Once again, always check and make sure if you have to give credit to the artist. I believe all of MUs you do. That's right. But anything in general, I'm going to start saying that more because some people have had problems in the past, not with MUs, but just getting music or images or video clips. Always check. Always double, triple check what level of copyright it is.
If you're on your phone, then at Puša Studios, most of the time it's not going to do anything. You can't find the right, it's not going to work. Usually hashtag works. It did work for you. I don't know if you're using the phone, but just a hint for those who it doesn't work from the phone.
And any channels, if I missed you and didn't get to say hi, please say hi again. Windy City Steve-O, we're going to bring on our man of the hour, I'd say pretty well now, because he's got just a little bit of time with us, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to get the link ready. Yes, how strong is your Wi-Fi signal? That can make or break your OBS live stream. Guys, too, another thing is whenever you get a chance, hardwire when you're going to be broadcasting. Whenever it's possible, don't try to avoid Wi-Fi. It's just going to be a lot more stable connection, faster. You can do it Wi-Fi. There's no doubt about it, but it's better to keep it wired whenever you can. Mountain Man Coins and Antiques. Oh my gosh, we're doing great. It's good to see you here. Welcome back.
After we let Neil go, we're gonna hang around a little bit if you still have any questions and talk with you some more. And well, we can get on it. And any questions are welcome. Any basic questions? I have pretty little idea about what is OBS, so any questions are welcome, even the most basic ones, and we try to get them answered. Hopefully, Neil can answer all of our questions.
There's our guy. He was fast in the drug. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Hi.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you guys. It's so funny because I had the YouTube playing on a different what do you call it, on a different screen. All of a sudden I heard like 4 of you. I was getting very confused.
That's the initial hangout shock.
Yeah, I was like, oh Gio, what's going on?
You're like me. You always think his voice is in your head until you realize it's another screen up.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, everything's all right.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
It is so good to be able to have a conversation with you. It feels like forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm typing, yes, but it's nice just to be able to talk to you again.
It has been a while. Am I coming through okay? Am I loud enough? Do you need me louder? All good? Okay,
Perfect.
awesome. I've got my goofy podcasting headset on, so I thought, I was running a little behind, so I was gonna put like the cool like mic so I could like look like I don't have a funky headset on, but then I realized my hair's a mess. I'm gonna wear a hat anyway. So this is what you get.
Oh, it works well.
See, I missed this. I missed this.
It's funny too, because when this whole OBS thing started and you said, hey, let's chat, I thought it was just going to be us chatting. And then when it turned into like, oh, come on the show, I'm like, well, I'm not that much of an OBS expert. I can make pictures show up and I know what the constant bit rate is. That's all.
Well, there was one of the questions that Rosori and Buck had. So yeah.
Well,
that's funny.
Not all together.
I think it's more just like we're just having a general discussion about it. Like, it's not like I get it all. I just haven't had time to implement it. Literally, that's been it. And I got to get some new mics. So I thought, you know what? Why not just have this conversation with everybody else listening, and then everybody picks up some tidbits along the way. All the better. So.
Yeah, and I was reading the chat, and I mean, there's a lot of people in there that it looks like have played with it and kind of understand, the idea of how it works and what to use it for, and
right.
It's a lot of it too. I mean, for me, I was thinking of, I know when I started using it, I just wanted like a basic idea of how to get it up and running and not have it fall apart on me, and then the rest is you kind of have to dial it into how you're going to use it for your own show. I mean, so many gamers use it, but obviously I don't use it for gaming, but it was kind of neat to learn. And I also use like the OBS studio. I don't use Streamlabs. I tried Streamlabs for a while and it had like more bells and whistles than I really needed. So I actually used the older, OBS studio, which I think works great because you can still do all the little crawls and picture in picture and all of this. And it works. For me, it works great.
Well, that's the thing. It's what's working for you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The old story goes even in the computer age sometimes.
Right. And it was interesting because it was definitely a learning curve with it because it's very. I mean, there's so much. There's all these little things and. Their forums are really good too. Yes. And like you were saying earlier, there's a bunch of YouTube videos, but it was funny because I wouldn't find one video that could kind of explain everything to get you started on YouTube. It'd be like this one explained constant bitrate really well, but didn't really explain what I should do for like the audio or how to switch or how to get like how to change how long it takes to fade a picture in and out. And would I want to use a slideshow or put the pictures there individually to then show them on screen. So it's a bunch of little things that if you have like, I don't know, 6,000 hours to just kind of waste figuring it out, it's great. But if you have like a life or anything, it's tough to just jump in there and get it.
Well, it is, and those videos are always hard because the information you're waiting for is always like the 17-minute, 20-second mark in a 40-minute video.
Right.
It doesn't know when to end it, you know. And I have OCD, like I can't, and ADHD, and all that stuff running through my head trying to find it. Then I get fed up, just go to the next video.
Yeah, it is funny, and it's also fun too because you can. I mean, one of the fun parts, and especially of all of us that do YouTube, is like you can see the personalities of the people that are making these videos, and sometimes like the first 2 minutes is them talking about, I don't know, this game they played last week, which is great, but I'm in the mindset of I just need to know how to make this work. Exactly. I mean, I'm so happy that your Fortnite campaign is going amazing, but right now, I just want to know why it keeps dropping frames on me. That's all I want to know.
There's this, I know it's a sidetrack, but there's this, I always bring up those type of videos. I always have this amazing example. There's this guy, he's a US guy. He does drone reviews, and when I was looking at drones, you know, I'm like you, I'm looking everywhere. He does this thing where he puts the green screen on and always picks the tackiest thing. It looks like he's in the part of BBC, you know, like
that's great.
Man, so the belt is like out at the end of the gut and around, and he's 45 minutes to give like 3 minutes worth of information. Like literally, I said one day I'm sitting through it, I'm campaigning, I'm gonna find out if there's anything in this, and I swear I died twice on the operating table before we got to
yeah, those videos are fun. I mean, it's funny now because, you know, we had a super busy time. So like in our, well, I'm doing it right now. Well, we should be talking about OBS, and I'm talking about my stupid channel. But we had so much, such a busy time that we made all these videos to kind of have ready to go because we wouldn't be able to record for a while. So we did a bunch of like unboxings and reviews, and I realized like editing them and watching back, I'm like, I'm not even talking about the stupid product. I'm talking about like what I'm drinking or what we're gonna do tomorrow, and I'm like, somebody's going to watch this and go, I just want to know about this stupid thing, and this jackhole won't even talk to me. So
you're interesting, so you can get away with it.
Barely. So have you guys how much have you guys played around with OBS?
I've played with it some. I've never gone broadcasting live, but I mean, it seems like most of what I've been able to learn, you don't even have to go. Like I understand people doing like the testing,
right?
But I've seen over the times, like some people at first, before I knew it, like they'd be testing like 45 times going on, and it's like you can figure most of this out before you even get to that part.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, the testing was really to see how it was going to look as far as the video quality. But yeah, a lot of it you can also record with the OBS software, so you can go back and look at it through that. But yeah, I mean, it is neat because you can have like your little ticker run on. I mean, you can make it look like a full news, you know, like a cable news network where you can have little tickers running below and on the side. You can show the chat in the, you know, in the screen in the window. I mean, it's really cool, all the stuff you can do. It's
like, it's hard. What the hard part I find with OBS is it's quite user-friendly for 85% of it, but there's always that 15% of everything you do takes a lot of tweaking to figure out how to get to the last part of it. You know,
yeah.
It's like getting directions to the shopping mall, but then when you get to the shopping mall, it takes you an hour to find out where that little store is within it.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's sometimes those little things like, well, I just highlighted this and I wanted to go back to it to fade out of the picture, and all of a sudden it's not like my last action wasn't saved. So it's like I'll start like we'll be talking about something on the podcast and of like, oh, I'm going to fade in this picture of, I don't know, a concert stage, and all of a sudden I actually fade in a picture of my dog's nose, and I'm like, I don't know how I did that. I don't even know why that's there. But the more, I mean, obviously, like everything else, the more you kind of understand how they wrote the program, you start to realize like, oh, I get why they do this.
Right. And that's why I want to get into it soon, because I'd like to get a lot of the bugs out before we start bringing guests on. Because I definitely don't want that happening when you have somebody on. It's not fair to them.
Right.
But it's like summer. We all don't have time for anything. And now it's like the window's narrowing and narrowing on us. So.
Well, that was like when we had you guys on the podcast and the vlog at the same time. You were kind of the guinea pigs because we didn't, you know, well, that and Skype decided to change that you can't use the same camera for two outputs. But it was, you know, it's like, I got it all set. I thought I knew, and then all of a sudden you do it and you're like, yeah, this is not working. You get to look at my face all night long. Annalise doesn't even exist.
You got an amazing profile.
Oh, we had fun. We had fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. We got to do that again soon. But yeah, the OBS has been, it's been a lot of fun to use. We don't record with it. We just use it for the live broadcast.
Right.
But it's got so many neat little things. And one of the things I found is the computer that we have been using, and actually the one I'm using now for OBS. So I was running OBS, Skype, and the live stream on YouTube on this really inexpensive 4 gig memory laptop. And so the one thing I realized that if you don't have a powerful computer with a lot of memory, you really have to shut everything down in the background to get it to even want to work. So that's one thing. I mean, your internet speed and the power of your computer will change, like how much bit rate you can have. Obviously, if you want to go, some people have a hard time getting it to go into like 1080p. And then there's that weird thing with if you're recording with it versus live broadcasting, because then sometimes 1080p doesn't totally matter. But that's a big thing. So if you're getting frustrated and you're having frame issues and you have like a really old, slow computer, that might be one of your big issues too, depending. And like I said, depending what else you're running. If you're running, like for us, Skype, OBS, and the live YouTube thing all off one computer, that's a lot to ask a $250 laptop to do.
I finally fixed. For the first time in my life, I built a computer the way I wanted.
Nice.
I've been in for years, and I always take like the third tier, the 3 from the top and give on this and that. I all out. I cried when I got the bill, but
yeah, no, I know. Well, it's funny when we hooked up, and we just did it last weekend. We put Annalise's MacBook. I can't remember if it's a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro from her work from Skywalker, and we could run like everything, and it was totally seamless, and there was no hiccups. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's my cheap butt that bought this cheap butt computer that I should have just spent a little more money to have it work right.
Yeah, but the price of computer stuff right now is pretty scary anyways. It's so jacked up in RAM with the price fixing scandals and that.
Oh, it's crazy. Yes, and especially being an Apple guy, it's just ridiculous. You're just throwing money at them. You're like, here, just go ahead.
It is a premium. I'm not going to get into. I'm not saying nothing.
No. Well, it's why we have Chromebooks, PCs, and Apples throughout the house, because there comes a time when it's like, I'm not spending $1,500 for a glorified Skype machine. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. Which one is it? I know we're sidetracked for a second, but the big one it's like a built-in screen and everything. It's the Pro. It's like $5,000.
Oh, yeah, they get crazy. I mean, yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Linus Tech Tips, he dropped one. They were reviewing it. They dropped it. They wanted to fix it. It took them 4 months just to get parts. Mac didn't even fix it. They insisted they buy a brand new one. Yeah. Even though they said they would know they'd be liable for the parts, they didn't want to tell their employees how to fix it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he opened this big scandal and ended up, it was all over the internet, and he got this guy from New York involved and all this stuff.
Now I'm going to be the bad guy.
We have put us on track.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, sorry about that.
I'm sure there are people that want to know how
yeah.
Start with the basics. Like, I want to have OBS live streams. What is the first thing? Probably, what is the minimum requirement? Like, can I do it from laptop, as you were saying, or?
You can. Like I said, the laptop that I started with, that I'm actually using now with you, it's got 4 gigs of memory. It's It's an Asus. I bought it new 2 years ago for under $300 off of Amazon. So it's a very basic machine. I actually bought it just to use it for Skype for the podcast. So that's really all it does. And then when we got into the vlogging and found OBS, we decided we would try and use it for that. So you can have a very basic computer. However, with this, I had to have my CBR or my constant bit rate at 2,000 or under. And I know for a lot of people that's probably a little bit of Greek, but the settings that OBS come with, you have to go in and change it for what you want to do, and B, for the computer you have. So if you go in and you change your settings. Well, first, it's very intuitive. OBS is as far as when you go into settings and it'll ask you to put in your stream key of which you get from YouTube. So I'm assuming that people know how to find their stream key and how to go live streaming on YouTube. I'm kind of going to skip that part. And then you can go into there. You can have OBS make different priorities for what your CPU on your computer uses. So if you go into like your advanced settings in OBS, you can, the first one is general and it says process priority, and usually you want that above normal. And this is all stuff too that you can find online. And like I said, I'm not an expert. I just wanted to find out how to do enough to get get it so it looks clean and works well and wasn't dropping or lagging too much on YouTube. So so you can start with the advanced. You can go to your process priority, put it above normal. Usually the color format, your color space and all that, typically what they provide, what comes as default, or what your computer will, what OBS reads from your computer will be fine. I know it's also computer specific, because when I went from the PC to the Mac, all of a sudden it was doing different things.
I'm just going to start for 1 second, because I had to do it as because of famous Hangouts.
Sure.
Pop-up windows within a program.
Oh.
So I came back and I finally got up to where you were at advanced, and we were general, and you said to put the processor priority above normal.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then everything that has there, like for the renderer, the Direct 3D11 or the color format NV12, that's usually very close or about the same for different computers, depending or what OBS is doing, that I have found. And then, it has the place for where you're going to if you're going to use OBS to record, the file formatting and the file name and all that stuff, and that. If you want to do a stream delay, which I know I think some gamers use, because if something goes odd on their game, it gives them a little bit of time to get back on or to catch up. Obviously, I don't use that because I'm not gaming. And then usually people have their automatic reconnect going. And then that everything else down there is pretty much how OBS comes. If we go, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'll cut you off just because I'm in that part.
Yeah.
You mentioned about process priority, not brain, but like this computer is an 8-core, 16-thread, like heavy on the RAM, 32 gig in that.
Nice.
If I can have that, should I put it to high priority if I can spare it, or is that too much and just not needed?
I haven't tried that. I would say give it a shot. I'm going kind of by what the computer and whatever, all the YouTube videos I watched. Maybe somebody in the chat room would know a little bit better. Again, because I was running other software, I didn't want it to take over everything. So, but yeah, I mean, I would imagine high would be good. Again, depending on how much you're mixing in. So if you're going to also be asking your processor to add pictures or to be running, some sort of script or some sort of script box, now you're taking away from that. So that might suffer when you go ahead and try to why is my pictures pixelating? Why aren't they coming in clean? And it might be because your processor is really all going towards OBS when you might not necessarily need that much, especially if you've got such a strong processor.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, I just was wondering about that one. If you knew the different grades, that's why. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, heck no. I'm like.
By the way, you're doing fantastic. I'm loving this. So
I'm like Tom Cruise in that race car movie. I don't know how it's done. I just get in the car and drive. I didn't. So if we go to the output, it'll have like that's where we kind of get into it has the rate control, the CBR, and then below that is obviously the bit rate, and that's where you want to manipulate. So with the constant bit rate, it even though you might be able to have like 4,000 CBR, it's going to try to keep it around that 1,500, 2,000 without letting it drop out. of
Right.
1500. Now, obviously, if your computer doesn't support that, you're going to have some issues. But so what? Let's see. I had a little note here. Let's see. So what the resolution is, if you want to do like a high def 720 video or live stream, you want your video bitrate or the to be between 1500 and 4000.
Right.
So you don't want to keep your constant bitrate obviously below 1500 because that could be an issue. I found that most people that are running 720 are usually about 2000 to 2500 just to keep it safe and easy. If you were going to go to like 1080, you'd want it between 4000 and 8000. But going OBS 1080 is possible, but you have to, the settings get a little bit, from what because I wasn't worried about doing that, when I started just trying to figure out how that works, the settings started to get a little wonky. Like all of a sudden you had to really dive in, and you don't want to rescale this and rescale that. So so that's where you set your constant bit rate. And then the keyframe interval, as far as seconds, everyone says to put it at 2. I have no idea why. I didn't ask. I mean, that was a kind of the fun thing too in some of the videos. People would say like, oh, keep it at 2, and wouldn't explain it. And I'm like, fair enough. I'm just going to pass on that same information. Keep it at 2. No idea why.
What about audio bitrate? Like right now I'm 160. It shouldn't be like 192.
The audio bitrate, 160.
160.
You
got it. Perfect.
Yeah, I think if you were recording, you might want to change it. But everything that I saw said 160.
Perfect. You've seen that works for me.
Yeah. And then
the keyframe at 2 speeds up reconnects during the stream.
There you go. And then the CPU usage preset is at super fast.
Oh, where is that?
That's right below the keyframe interval. On we're on the output on the streaming tab.
Output on the streaming tab. 2500 software, 160 advanced. Now I feel like some old man lost.
That's too funny. Let's see. Oh, so
father feels now I'm finally getting a taste of my own medicine.
Also, apparently anything over 160 audio bitrate is not accepted by YouTube.
Oh,
well, there you go.
Perfect. That's the nice thing, guys. I'm glad everybody's doing that. I mean, that's good. Everybody has bits and pieces, and we put it together like that. So,
yeah, I mean, it was funny just reading the chat. I picked up a couple things. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Well, that's cool. That's excellent. So
let's see. So you have your CBR, your 1500. You're still on that page?
It says video, the bitrate, encoder, audio bitrate, and then I'm underneath that's recording. Can you see the menu? What I have up?
Oh yeah, I can. It's kind of funny because I'm. Let's see. Audio bitrate.
To advanced, maybe that's why. Right now it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, go to advanced. I apologize. First.
No problem. So
there you go.
There.
So so now you have that by where your cursor is. You have the keyframe. So you up that to 2.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back here to my screen. And then the CPU usage preset goes to super fast. And then the profile is main. And they didn't, I didn't learn to do anything with the tune.
Okay.
And so that's all I got on as far as the output. Now, what's your encoder? Let's say I can't see. X. Yeah, there we go. That's all good. That's the thing. X264.
Yeah.
Low. Oh, my printer just came alive.
You keep your canvas and output size the same. There is no scaling needed, so video is faster.
Right.
I don't even know what I said.
I'm wondering how long it would take me to say that.
And then if we click to the audio, this, for us, like we moved our desktop audio device to like a USB because we're running through a board.
Yeah.
So these are the things when you come in here, and if you have different audio devices, like let's say you wanted your amp also running through here, and you were doing that through a separate board or like a MIDI interface, this is where you could come in and control which auxiliaries and which audio devices get used by what.
Well, here's my question. Right there's a good one. Now, you and Annalise, you're running. There's two separate mics when you guys are on.
Yeah. So what we have is we have two of these goofy headset mics that I'm wearing, and then we run into a Mackie Pro FX8 V2 board, which is just an 8-channel mixer, but it's USB out, so we can run the USB into our computer.
Right.
And then we record our podcast. We record the audio on GarageBand on one computer, and then I also have the output, the effects output of the mixer going into this laptop, so I can use the audio going through the mixing board for Skype and for YouTube.
Okay. So your USB from your mics is first going for this is automatically going into the laptop you're using OBS.
Correct.
So it's only seeing that as one audio device.
Exactly. So it sees it as as one USB audio device, and then what you can do is you can pan. I guess this is a little getting behind inside baseball, but you can pan, like I can pan my mic all the way left. I can pan Annalise all the way right, and then you can have some more control over that in the OBS software where, on the main page where they have their little mic controls and all of that.
Okay. Cool.
And then you can decide if you want it, obviously, in stereo or mono or however you want it.
But does OBS then see each of you guys as a separate, oh my God, I'm losing my words tonight.
No, not a separate channel, just one channel left and right.
Okay.
So I could either have us both in stereo and try and use the board to mix our volume, or I can have us left and right, but then output in mono.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's what I was wondering. Thank you, because that's what we're getting set up for. So that was a great time to ask that. So
sure. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, that's all. That's really all I have as far as that audio tab is.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then if we go down to video. This is where you pick the resolution of, obviously how you want to output. And we do 1280 by 720, mostly to not use a ton of, a ton of computer, as well as just what it comes out on YouTube. This seems to be the best for us. Not to say that that's now you can go to 1080, but I think I don't know if YouTube is doing. It's so weird on if YouTube is doing a true 1080 when they say they are. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. That's the catch, and I was wondering that too. So you're not sure about that either. That was something
no. I couldn't find out. I sent emails. I went to which is a pain in the neck sometimes with YouTube because they don't want you to do that. Different forums, and I couldn't get like a direct answer. So. I got many answers that contradicted each other. I got yes and no's and are you crazy? And of course they wouldn't. And then why wouldn't they? And then people got in fights in the chat. And I'm like, this is great. I had nothing to do with it. And then the downscale filter. I was surprised by this. They say to go by cubic at 16 samples. I thought they would want to go to the sharpened at 32 samples. I haven't played around with this. I'm not even exactly sure what any of that stuff means. I mean, I get the basic premise and the idea of it, but I don't know it well enough to know exactly what the change would be if you're running 1280, if 720 out of the your output. So I'm not exactly sure what that changes.
See, like on this version, because it's the second newest, I seen there was an update. I just denied it right now because we were going on. This one actually did a search to try and optimize it automatically. It gives once you put in your YouTube key, and it ran the net tests and everything else, and that kind of came up with, I guess, what it basically thought was the best settings.
Oh, okay, good.
But how true is that? Once again,
right.
I'll just chime in with a little bit of Chinese again. We use we use Voice Meter Banana's virtual mixing device to separate the mics. To Family Homestead is sharing their tip on.
Oh, what was that again? Can you say that again?
To Family Homestead is using Voice Meter Banana as a virtual.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they're bringing in, like you guys are doing, I guess, assuming it's coming into one USB port, and then they're virtually separating it there, I guess.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really cool programs where you can actually just go right onto the computer, and the whole mixer and everything is on the computer. It's like a virtual, like a program,
Right.
which is a lot of fun too. I mean, I have, I like the old school hardware one because this is also what I use to record music with. So it was just easier to kind of use one for everything. But I know for a long time, I think it was Line 6 had a really cool virtual mixer too. But I don't think they're supporting that anymore, but I'm not sure.
Line 6 was kind of the original one going into that back then. That was the first one kind of really crossing over from the music side, I think.
Yeah. It's funny. I still have my little Line 6 practice amp and a Line 6 half stack because I just thought they were so much fun and so easy to just get cheesy sounds out of.
Yes, definitely. That's one thing they always had. I mean, when we had Digitech, that was our thing about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But they're a good competitor. They definitely own their share of the market.
Yeah. It's always funny to me when you can download somebody's amp sound. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
It is cool. It is a age for music. If you still play, it is a great time to be in it for that stuff.
Yeah.
Hotkeys, that's up to anybody who wants to do it, I guess. If you want to.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That works really well. I use that quite a bit for as far as the transfer of the photos because we do incorporate quite a few photos when we do the live stream of the podcast, and it's nice to just be able to use because you can either set up like a slideshow or the pictures automatically. So it is nice to not have to go and fiddle with actually clicking a mouse, when you're trying to get pictures up on the screen.
Okay, that's good to know.
Well, my goodness.
Somebody was saying that they are downsizing the pictures before they share them because if you open up too many full-size pictures, it like kind of slows everything and tend to crash it. So before doing that, they actually downsize the pictures.
Oh, that's interesting. I have not experienced that, although I don't think we've done more than like 20 or 25 pictures at once. So not at once, but have them set up. So again, it's the OBS, as far as we use it, is somewhat limited because again, it's not a full streaming. It's kind of like although we've done it where we had a bunch of pictures. We had Skype running, so we had 2 windows on OBS open. So you could see my face, you could see my co-host Matt's face of Reasons Are Several. We had a background of our logo, and then we were also showing pictures, and we were showing all football kits for the World Cup. So I would imagine that was what, 32?
Yeah.
And it was on my little baby computer, and it went just fine. So
okay,
interesting.
Yeah. And then obviously OBS has all the fun stuff as far as adding 2 screens where you can screen capture Skype, and so you can have somebody on Skype, their video from wherever they are, split kind of with your camera, your screen, so you're both getting the views of both people at the same time. I know sometimes, like with Google Hangouts, right, it goes back to where I'm talking, I'm on the screen, and then when you guys are talking, you're on the screen. So it kind of eliminates that, so people can watch, both participants, or you can have more. You can have 4, you can have 5, you can have however many you want up on the screen at once. And that's really why we started using it, was so when we have guests on the podcast, you can see us and the guests at once.
Have you run it with virtual camera to be able to use it with Google Hangouts, or are you still using it singular with Skype when you bring people on?
So far, just with Skype, but I was able to get Google Hangouts to work once, and I'm not exactly sure how I did it, but it was no other software. It wasn't screen capture, but all of a sudden I had it working, and it did crash. So I guess I didn't have it working that well. And then I didn't know what the heck I did. But my understanding is that there is a way to use Google Hangouts that's somewhat easier. I think, is it Streamlabs that it's easier to use Google Hangouts? I should have checked first, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, and don't worry if you don't remember something or anything like that. You're still ahead of most of us onto it. So it's just kind of shooting the breeze. And plus, like I say, we have people in the chat that are helping out. That's great too. So
yeah, oh yeah, no, it's like I said, it's novice for me. I just know that some of those little things, as far as like the constant bit rate and changing some of that, is really what helped me to get it so it looked good and was able to just go ahead and do it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
I don't, and I apologize for that. I know you got a short amount of time, and I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, no.
Maybe we cover quickly the interface, probably like the scenes and sources and that, just to kind of walk people through a little bit.
Sure. So the neat thing is you can create different scenes. So I know, like, when I was doing the podcast, or when I do the podcast with Annalise, and that's Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks, I could have everything that I wanted for that set up under one scene, which I call Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks. And then when I recorded with Matt for Reasons or Several podcasts, I'd had that under a different scene, since we were doing different things. And then in those scenes, you can pull in your sources. So you can have your window capture, which means that you can capture web pages, you can capture Skype that way, you can capture pretty much any open window on your computer, except for Google Hangouts. You can pretty much capture and show. And then you can either have that be a full screen, or you can have it be part of the screen or split screen, so they can continue to see you as you talk, and you bring up Google Hangouts does that with the what is it, desktop share or whatever. Yeah. But this, you can actually have, like, if you have multiple browsers or browser windows open, you can have a bunch of stuff at once spread out throughout the screen and show that. But like I said, for us, we use it mostly to bring in Skype, so you can see both of us at the same time. But then it's got so many neat things. Like I said, you can have a different audio capture device. So if you wanted to play music in the background, or you had a snippet, like I know a lot of people do, like movie reviews, so they could have a snippet of the movie they wanted to do, and you could bring that up and just play that little bit when you wanted to, and fade it in and fade it out. One of the cool things is the studio mode that OBS does. So you can see when you click on studio mode, you can see what is live, what everyone else is seeing, while you're setting up your page for the next transition. So it's kind of fun. So you don't have to go into it blindly. You can be in real time watching your screen going, oh, I'm going to pull up this picture, and I'm going to pull up this audio clip, and now I'm going to have this text scroll at the bottom, and you bring them all up and you hit transition, and it just seamlessly brings it onto the screen. And then when you're done with whatever you're done with, you can seamlessly take it off the screen, bring up the next picture, the next audio clip, or whatever you want to do.
It's a really cool interface like that. And it's, like I say, it just feels that, and that's, the more I look at it, the more it's so easy to do so many things. It feels like at the end, just to get it finally compiled, is like an expression of driving to the mall, the directions versus how to find the store within the mall. It just seems like you're almost always right there, and then there's that one little catch to it all the time that seems to take 2 hours to get to the last part to figure out how to do it sometimes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and it, like, you can there's a way to, I think, have your whole browser up there, and you can look through the browser, not using a window capture. There's just so much involved to it. But I think one of the best things to do is just actually set some time aside and just play with it and not really worry about it. As far as before you go live, like, don't even worry about your bit rates and all of that. Just open it up and go like, oh, what is this window thing? Oh, where do I pull this picture from? Oh, how do I use this sound clip? Why on my audio mixer do I have all these different things down there? Oh, I see. You know, how you can go into the preferences of your audio and change that halfway through, so you can pull, you can do different, you can change the order that you see things on your mixer. Right. You can use different filters on your audio. So you can have it, you have a lot of those you have to download, and most of them are free, but you want to do weird voices, you can do that too. You want to have the quick, you can almost use OBS too. Like, I know a lot of podcasters want to do like the radio show where they have like a soundboard. So they have like the klaxon, or they have, I don't know, bombs dropping or cheers or applause. You can do all that. It's really cool.
It is. The browser thing, I'm still trying to figure out a little bit. I've been fooling around with some of it. Yeah. It's there's that example, easy to bring up. I have it set up, as you can see right here. Yeah. But it's like kind of still like it's unlocked in a window, and it's like, okay. What's it doing? Yeah. But it will come. Like I say, I figure if I can just get a good night with it, I should be, enough to at least get going. So. Yeah, and like I said, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. I hope some of what I said made a little bit of sense to people. I know it's hard when
when I've been playing with it and I know what I'm talking about, but you know, it's hard for not being in the room with everybody who's in the chat going, no, the constant bit rate's here, you know?
Yes.
But if nothing else, I'm hoping that when you know, anybody who wants to start using it, when they download it and open it and go look at other videos, they'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Okay, that makes a little more sense. You know, I kind of understand now. This is where I need to be for that.
Well, it's one of those things that does need a bit of elbow grease. It's just got to get into it and play with it a bit, and there's no other way around it. So it's just, see that I'm just, as I'm talking to you, I'm just bringing up examples.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing to be scared of. It's a little intimidating, but it's like I'm telling people, watch lots of videos onto it. Ask friends about it. There's all kinds of people that are using it. So you have Neil now. If you ever, I'm sure he wouldn't mind questions if you want to get in touch with him.
Not at all. And in fact, I mean, sometimes it's a little bit easier if somebody wants to, if somebody's starting out and wants to, and just kind of wants a one-on-one just to bounce ideas off of, or, oh, can you remind me where to go here? I'm totally open for that too.
That's cool. Sometimes it's easier to answer a specific one, you know, than here where we're doing general, to think of all the different parts to cover.
Right.
You guys too, this is seeing what Neil was talking about a while ago. So say we, you can rename these, right? Yeah. So let's say we'll call this one test 1, or you could call it like your main one or whatever you want. And then if you can set them up for different, if you're going to do live streams with guests or live streams on your own, and then you can just click here, for instance, when you go to do your other version. Do that, and it's just as simple as doing that. And here you'll add your new views, whatever you want, image, browser.
And the cool thing with the scenes too is you can change it while you're recording. So if you have a camera set up, like right now, how you can see the two of you, but then you also had a camera outside to show, you know, the emu farm that you guys have. You could click on that, and all of a sudden it's just showing the emus, and everyone's like, oh, look at that, and then come back to you. So it's neat you can have a bunch of different stuff going on at once.
Well, it makes it so much easier, especially us as bringing up different pages and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just to say them as scenes versus making like looks within the sources.
Sure. And you don't want to leave the emu out of it.
The emu always has to have a place.
There's they're fun birds.
They are. They don't get enough props in the world.
They don't. They're always left behind the ostrich, you know.
You're unbelievable. That's why we love you so much.
It's so much fun to talk to you guys. It's been way too long. I mean, I talk to you guys when I watch your videos, and obviously we chat through Twitter and stuff, but it's nice to actually see you.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
You know, it's just not the same, especially once you have talked voice. Like, it's nice to be able, you know, then it's never the same when you're just chatting, you know.
Right.
And your show, like, we had so much fun. And like Xenia and I think we were beaming for 2 days. We were honored and had a ball with you guys.
Yeah. Guys who don't know, we actually were guests on on the podcast and YouTube.
Yep.
I always have a problem of defining how to call you, YouTuber, podcaster.
I think freak works the best, or weirdos. Yeah, no, it's weird. We're both. We started as podcasters, and then we started the YouTube thing, and we think of ourselves as just podcasters who sometimes vlog.
Okay, that's good.
I like that.
Yes, I love that.
You guys do an awesome job at it too. It's so much fun, and you guys are so on. Like, when I watch you guys, it's like I wish we had that kind of like on the go chemistry. Everything almost sounds, not in a bad way, like semi-scripted, because it's so fluid.
Well, I appreciate. I think a lot of it is doing it for so long, and a lot of it is this is actually how we talk to each other too. We try to script out everything we're ever going to say to each other in the morning, so that way the rest of the day is just kind of set and done. We don't have to worry about it. No, I'm joking. But it is how we chat with each other. So it sounds goofy, but it's funny. We've had the good fortune of meeting a lot of our podcasting friends and even people who just listen to the show you know, we ran into somebody when we were in Jamaica that says, "Hey, I listened to your show," and we were like, "What?" And they were saying how, "Oh my gosh, you guys are actually like you are on the show. It's not an act. You guys are that weird." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's
a compliment."
kind of bizarre. I mean, it's a great compliment, but at the same time, it's also weird because I say whatever I want on the show, and you realize like, oh, there's a lot of people out there that know way too much about me.
Oh. Oh.
OBS hijacked our camera. That's what I thought. So that's why I was trying to get it back.
So for the what is the plans for what is coming up on your podcasts on your channel? What is
think about wings. I always wanted to say this. Tell this camera. Tell this camera. Tell this camera.
There you go. Congratulations, you made it through. The floor is yours. That's great. You cleared the deck of wings. That's awesome. Now I want to do the snapping thing, like if I just ate a hot pepper. So what we have, so it's kind of an exciting time right now because we're getting ready to go on vacation in October, and we make like the vacation countdown a whole year-long thing. So now we're starting to listen to reggae. We're going to actually shoot a video of like the pre-packing thing because I'm so weird. I have like bins. I call them vacation bins because I have like special vacation underwear and special vacation socks, and then there's our snorkel equipment and all that. So it's like I get to bust all that stuff out and look at it and go, oh, look, it's my crazy vacation underwear. And then there's all this stuff that we buy specifically for vacation, which is totally unnecessary. We're those crazy people that take way too much on vacation, especially when you go to like the beach or you guys who is like, oh, I think I'm going to buy a package of socks and I'm going to take off around the world. And we're like, I think I need to rent a U-Haul just to get to the airport, you know? So, and it's fine. And I like both. I'm always like, hey, if you want to take whatever you want to take it. If you don't want to take anything, don't take anything. Just enjoy your vacation the way you want to enjoy it. So we're going to be recording a lot of videos leading up to the vacation. And then we get to do really where our bread and butter is as far as the videos is the walkthroughs of the resorts and of different things in Jamaica. So we're getting excited with that. As far as the podcast, we're just going to keep showing up every week and talk goofy to each other. Yeah,
but I mean, you guys are already like such a staple, I think, in the community. I mean, I couldn't even think of like you guys not being on like every night, even vacation. I think a lot of your fans are gonna be withdrawal, just not knowing that you're around whenever they need you for a while.
Oh no, we record. We'll do our podcast still on vacation and upload it normally, and we'll be live streaming from Jamaica, so you can't get rid of us.
Oh, that is so cool.
There's no island in the Caribbean that could keep us away from you.
There's nothing to stop you. I love it.
Yeah. But you guys have to be on soon again. I know now that my crazy busy work time is over, we've got a couple months here, if you guys are up for it, to get together for another Saturday evening of craziness.
Definitely. Would love to.
Okay. The show is a treat. So yeah. Say the word and we're there. So
great. Yeah, no, we'll plan it. We'll make plans this weekend and see what weekends or what Saturdays are open for you coming up.
Oh, that's
perfect.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Sounds good.
I
like it
because you know that's going to work out. It's going to be like, wait, we're at this date. Oh, that's the one day we have something with our daughter or something.
We'll get it. We were able to get it last time, so we'll do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys are so easy to talk to. Like it was literally like meeting people that were your friends your whole life. You just hadn't met yet.
Yeah.
So relaxed and with so much in common. Annalise and Xenia getting fed up in the music and guitar.
Yeah. We felt the same way. I mean, it was fun too because since watching, your live streams leading up to that and being able to watch videos, you kind of get an idea of that, I do like these people. It's not just a random cold call where all of a sudden we were just staring at each other going. But it definitely felt like we had hung out before and we got into a lot of trouble and we were hanging out again to kind of make sure everything was good. And now we're going to hang out and get into more trouble in a couple months.
We'll have to have drinks next time.
Yeah. Definitely.
There you go. It'll get crazy. But thanks so much for having me on tonight to talk a little bit about OBS. There's so much to it that it's hard to. And I'm sure there's people out there and hopefully through this video that'll contact you that probably have a better handle on how to explain it. So this is like the introduction course, like before you take your university classes.
But I think that's important to break it up like that, because a lot of people, they get overwhelmed when it goes through the whole run of it.
Right.
And this is enough for them to get used to all the basics, the interface and stuff like that. I think it was an amazing job, and it was really nice of you to give, especially with such short notice, to come on and do this. So.
Oh no, I loved it. I loved it. And like I said, we'll chat here soon and get hopefully in the next couple months before we go on vacation, hang out for a Saturday afternoon.
Yes. And say hi to Annalise,
yes.
please.
We'll do. We'll do.
So much, and so looking forward to seeing you both.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right. For sure. I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your live stream. And thank you to everybody in the chat that hung out and participated.
Thank you again.
Yeah, it was really so nice talking to you. You take care, okay?
All right, love you guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Love you too. So that was
amazing. And I think, you know, we all can figure out after what we are doing, you know, with what we want to do with OBS, but the setting up the basics is the most important stuff and the most tedious at the same time, because if you miss something, then everything crashes and you get annoyed. And as I've seen people in the chat, some have given up on it because of that. So.
It's overwhelming and it's hard, like even for us. And like, I'm not a computer programmer in any sense of the word. And Neil did like a spectacular job of walking through it. Like honestly, like it's that love of home base. We've already taken on so many things, not us, me personally, I'm talking about all of us in general here. Hangouts is like that home base, and you hate to just kind of go into the next one and take on some more issues. But like everything else in life, if we want to get better, we have to be open to all options. To me, it's a very important next step, especially for season 2 coming up. The thing I'm going to play with a bit more is that whole Hangouts and OBS. That's the one that I'm kind of dreading a little more. So you might see us on with a couple of tests. That part you've pretty much got to be testing. I'm going to see who we have here. Maybe some people have done it already. And I'm probably seen you do it. If you have, please just give me a mention.
Yeah, we had well, Panic Day videos was here. They are using it. Having Life with Glenn Maureen is using it. We also had an awesome input as well from Voices Nocta. They put all those technical bits of tips that I was saying. So they are quite versed about that, and actually they are using Zoom with OBS, which is another level of it. So I'm going to be talking with them separately.
We got to do that too if we want to have Night Shame on.
That's right.
So that's definitely something to cover. So we will be in touch with you guys.
Yeah, and Panic Day Videos has done it with Hangouts. So the question that we're talking about with Neil. About how to connect it to Hangouts, Panic D would be the ones to ask too.
Panic D, it's short notice and we can't stay on very long tonight, but if you want to come on for maybe 20 minutes and talk about what you've done with Hangouts, I can send you the link in Twitter. I'm putting him on the spot. If you'd like to, I can bring you on pretty much right now.
So their setup is two monitors and 2 cameras.
Yes.
That's what they're using for their live streaming. Irish Reaper, hello. HSFL, hello. And
we had somebody, I hadn't a chance to look at the comment yet. It was just when we were starting. I seen somebody came here thanks to your recommendation. So thank you so much for that. Okay, I'll send it over to you, Shaun.
2 Family Homestead is also using OBS for almost 2 years. With Skype and Hangouts. Do you want to get them on too, if they want?
Sure.
2 Family Homestead, did you want to come on as well and just shoot around some tips on how to do that?
There we go. Okay, Shaun, there's the link. Like I said, we don't have too much time tonight. We got to go off a bit early, but we have about probably 20 minutes or so. We can do a quick roundup onto it. And thank you guys, all of you, for like giving your support and answering questions tonight and bringing up examples. I mean, that's what a community should be, is just helping each other out like that. And somebody who's done it before.
Lou Rock, by the way, hello.
Yes.
And yes, congrats on 10K.
Oh, wow.
That's
excellent.
Right.
Congratulations. He also asked if you were my wife, and they were very pretty.
Oh,
And I
thank
said,
you. Aw, yes, I am, and thank you. Wirecast, is it something new? Yellow Rock, definitely talk with MU. We are going to be using their music on our season 2 coming up, so definitely check them out. There's a lot of music, creepy one as well.
I'm looking at Wirecast right now, so it's free to try. Cross-platform all-in-one. That sounds very interesting. Was it the main reason you went to it is because of ease of use, or I don't know, Outdoor Adventures? What's going on?
Do I have a single sister? Oh, you're too nice. One wanted to ship me off to somewhere. No, I don't. I'm an only child, but thank you. You gotta go to Latvia to get maybe a likes. Thank you. Oh, no, I'm gonna be blushing.
Is Bottle Cap still here?
Not sure. And no BS. That's right. It's no BS. It's no BS. I was so proud of myself today. So cheesy, but
it does the job. It does the job.
Okay, the Standing D coming up.
Yeah, he's probably just getting into his studio. That's why we're switching over.
Okay,
The
so
link
guys,
is
if you
set.
have any questions about Hangouts and OBS used together.
Or we're waiting for him because if Bottle Caps isn't here, he gets tired when we show it. I'm not playing at all, but this you can find this on YouTube. This is our actual wedding from Iceland, and we married there because we met in the middle. We got married in the middle because Xenia's from Europe and I was, of course, from Canada. So, oh, there we go. Hey,
can you see me?
we can see you. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
To see you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Can hear you. Can see you. You're live.
You have new haircut.
Come here, haircut.
You're looking sexy, my friend.
Excuse the attire. I'm just freshly home from work not too long ago.
Well, thank you for coming on
Yes,
so short notice like that.
Oh, hey, no problem. I saw you guys were, well, you sent me that message that you were live, and I didn't even, it wasn't even showing up on our YouTube that you guys were even live.
Yeah,
you'll love it, right?
It is.
Yes.
And it's weird because that happened last night and people were saying it, but yet we had an amazing night. And I'm like, I don't get the connection that that was possible when somebody were notified that we were having fun.
Yeah.
You know?
So as you can see here, it's like a different angle. See, you're seeing like the side of my face here. It's not like our main straight on camera.
Right.
So that was the problem that I was having. Okay. And I have you, I'm going to put you on a different monitor so I can look at you and not look at the other monitor. Hold on a second. So see, now I can look at you straight on.
There you go.
That makes sense. So I have two monitors in our setup, and actually I can actually use a third one. Okay?
Yeah.
But you'll notice, like when we're live or we record our videos, we're looking this way at our that's a 4K webcam. And the problem I was having before when we started talking about this a long time ago is I have two 1920 HD webcams, but the problem is they were both the same model.
Right.
So OBS was freaking out. You know, like if I wanted one for Google Hangouts and one for OBS, it wasn't working.
Okay.
So that's why I get the two. It's their same brand, they're just separate models. So the 4K one we run OBS.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't even configure that. I don't configure the 1920 in OBS.
Okay.
I completely leave it out.
Okay.
And then what I do is on the second monitor, I capture that screen like I do a web page.
Oh.
Okay.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So on my main OBS, I use that monitor, all of that. And then on a second, what you're hearing now, audio can actually run through my OBS, but you're picking it up through Google Hangouts like it's a secondary connection.
Okay.
So we tried this with PSPR, doing some stuff with Virtual Ghost Hunt just to make sure it would work. And this is how our main stream that we use to go out will be OBS. And then we'll use Google Hangouts, kind of like what Neil was doing with Skype.
Right.
Okay. So we're not connecting to YouTube with Google Hangouts.
You're just bringing it up to the window.
It's just a connection to your guest.
Okay.
Okay.
So then you just open Google Hangouts just as like on the web page itself.
Yes. Yes. So we're not streaming to YouTube using Google Hangouts like you guys have been doing. Okay. We're streaming to YouTube using OBS.
Okay.
And then Google Hangouts is like a secondary connection. So if you have the bandwidth to do that, it'll work. You know, because you got two feeds going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That was the thing about it. But you disable your camera like on the Hangouts, like say like you were bringing us into the Hangouts and then showing us on your channel.
Mm-hmm.
When you're bringing us in, like you would disable your camera so we can't see you. I'm assuming, right?
No, you can still see me, but when I'm talking, I'll be talking this way. So what you'll see is like the side of my face.
Okay, you're doing it that way. Okay, I thought the same bandwidth you would have disabled your camera going out, and then just had like
the Hangout connection is completely separate from OBS, and that was the part that remember I kept saying I want to get you guys to come on, and I couldn't figure out how in OBS I could say, okay, I want a scene using Google Hangouts,
right,
and a scene with our main. Yeah, it don't work.
Did you try it through virtual cameras?
I did, and you remember, Cassandra, you probably remember this. Remember when we had that one live stream where it wouldn't start, it wouldn't fire up?
Yeah, yeah.
And we had to go to cell phone. That was because we were trying with virtual cameras.
Oh.
And it wouldn't fire up the stream, and I was getting a conflict and all kinds of, so finally I just got rid of all of that and just went straight like what I'm telling you now, and it works.
Okay.
We haven't had a guest on our show yet, but we've done it a couple test streams on Virtual Ghost Hunt, and it works. And the thing that's cool about OBS, we actually use OBS to record our videos. When we're sitting here in the studio, the recording is OBS because you can either stream it or you can record it or you can do both. We have a power enough computer. But that's how we record them, and it's nice because the computer's set up. We just come on, I'm gonna make a video. Sit down, fire it up, record it. Don't have to worry about SD cards and cameras. It's all set up, ready to go.
And sorry, because this is good to know. So yeah, that didn't work with you. So you did sharing as a web page, and so virtual cameras was kind of a no-no for you guys, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, in our setup because. And I tried a couple other things too, because you can with OBS you can use like your cell phone as a camera, and you can use like an iPad and stuff like that. And I was trying some of that, and it was conflicting with the 4K webcam. That and you want to make sure if you're running a 64-bit operating system, you're using 64-bit version of OBS. That's a problem too.
Yes, stuff.
But the conflict, I dug into some more because it shouldn't have been a problem what we were having, and it was with the virtual cams. It actually wouldn't fire up the stream, which was weird. I mean, everything was on, everything working, and you try to stream, and it just wouldn't fire up.
But that's always a frustrating part with anything that's open source. It's a great thing, but this is the type of things that you'll talk to somebody else and they'll swear by virtual cameras. And I'm not trying to get wrong or anything. It's just one of those things that comes with it because then it's there's not the mass supported drivers and everything, so it is like based on what camera you're using, what computer. It's so heavily dependent on the situation.
Right. It's that right combination of everything to make it work, especially with open source software, which is what OBS is.
Exactly. It's not a Microsoft supported product. It's not like in conjunction with Sony and NVIDIA and all these things. It's literally just good back to people. So, are you broadcasting at 720?
No, we broadcast at high def 1920 by 1080.
So you are doing that, eh? Because that's what we were talking about with Neil. He said 720. I was going to try 1080 at some point just to see if to try it.
Mm-hmm.
But like some people were saying that there was like you can get there's like he was saying too that there's a lot more to set to it if you do decide to go into full high def.
Well, I back down the frame rate. It's set to run at 30, but when it actually streams, it because down in the bottom of OBS you can watch your.
Yes.
That's why you see me sometimes when we're live and I'm looking over here at the screen. I'm actually watching the drop packets and the frame rate and stuff like that. And it'll drop. If you set it to 30, it'll actually drop down to about 22, 23.
Okay.
But I wanted that with our show. I wanted that better quality. You know what I mean? The better, because sometimes, well, most of the time, about 75% of our live streams, it's actually, you know, a video that we're trying to put out for documentation. So,
right. No, and I get that for you as well. I mean, the same as the talk show. I mean, I depending on the frame rate would be one question for me. But if I could pull it off at 1920 by 1080, I would rather. But
it's based on your bandwidth of your internet too.
Yeah.
We basically shut everything else off, even when Marianne's on the laptop. And we have a luxury too. We actually have 2 internet feeds into the house. So when we broadcast, the only thing that is on that is this OBS machine. So when Marianne's like on the laptop watching chat and all that other stuff, it's connected to our other internet, just so we get the benefit of the full bandwidth.
Oh, well, that's good then. Like that, yeah, for sure. We're at 2510 DSL, but I might look at the option of being bonded. They're supposed to run new lines, but it's only next year. They ran these lines about maybe what 5 years ago. But I think it's more in the house. But I mean, usually we have a pretty fast connection. But it's the continuity, you know. Sometimes you will notice over time. But I was, like I said, I guess I must have forgot to hit apply or something because I put it back to the video back to 1920 by 1080. And
you could play with it too if you see it. Like you could set up some videos that are, you know, unlisted and test it and that kind of stuff. Right. And if you see it dropping packets, like it'll tell you drop so many packets, then back it down. You know, you can adjust it. Like Neil was saying, you could play with it until you get it tuned in good.
Right.
You know, so maybe you can only do 720, and it depends too. So like the internet that we use, we know it's 100% dedicated out. Like you know, when you're in a residential area, you're sharing your bandwidth.
Yes.
You know, whether you know it or not, you are. So we don't use that. We know it's a dedicated going out because it's our we use our own hotspot that we got for when we're traveling. Okay. Right. So I know nothing else is on there at the time going out, and it does have some issues. Every once in a while we get some hiccups, and that's a beauty about OBS too. I don't know, when you guys were traveling and you were using the app on the phone, did you notice where it would crash and you had to reconnect every once in a while? Yeah. Okay, OBS will do it automatically.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if it drops out on you, you know, something happens, like something drops, you'll get a little timeout, but it'll just keep trying and reconnect for you.
Well, I want to ask you just 1 or 2 questions here. Just bear with me for a second. I'll go to output first just because I'm here. So if you're running at 1080, your bit rate, they say usually, what is it, between 4,000 and 6,000, right?
I could tell you, I could look at ours. I know I had to play with that a little bit.
Definitely.
There's a video. I'll find it. I forget who it was. There was a video. I think I have a bookmark somewhere because I had to adjust something. I forget who it was that was going over like how you do it in certain increments until you see,
yes,
like the sweet spot. I'll find that and I'll tweet it to you guys. I think I have a bookmark somewhere because I had to play with that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, even when anybody who's worked in Adobe Premiere and that, you're going to play with that too a lot when you're making videos for clients, for test videos, versus when you're packaging it for YouTube and things like that. So
our video bit rate is 2,500.
Oh, you are? Okay, that's what I'm set at to right now.
Yeah, but we're using, okay, so we're using that 4K camera. That's where I had to adjust a little bit, was that camera a little bit. And then our audio rate's at 160.
I'm just thinking now, the Microsoft C922, I think, shoots in 1080, but by default uploads to 720. I got to check that as well. I just thought of that right now.
Now, what I'm talking to you on right now is a 1080.
You're on 1080 right now.
This one's a 1080. Yeah.
What camera are you using, by the way?
Well, both of these are Logitechs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Logitech webcams.
Looks good, though.
Now, the microphone, I love this microphone. This is the Yeti Blue, you know.
Yeah. That's what we're deciding on to right now. That's literally the next step. The only thing is we might go lavalier mic, just because we can use it for photo shoots as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at a crossroads, because
I was looking at Snowball.
yeah,
we have those too, but I get tangled up in the wires.
yeah.
They're like,
I would assume I would be the same too. That's funny you mentioned that. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. So I don't think it would end up well for me.
Actually, you know, I'll have a confession here on your live stream. Like most of the times when I do the ghost stories and folklore, I'm like vegging out on the couch using a lapel mic.
Are you?
Yeah, and I get this nice Yeti mic. I could come in here and do it with them, but I could just, hello, my friends. I know, you know, I don't care. Who cares? It's supposed to be creepy anyways, right?
That's awesome.
You know, like like older mic with a screechy sound.
Yes.
Have, like,
Yeah.
feedback.
I did that on purpose. That's what I was telling Mary, like with our video that we took in Gettysburg, we're watching. She goes, "Man, you're so shaky. You need to like." I'm like, "They're supposed to be creepy videos. I did it on purpose." That's my style.
That's. I love it. I really do.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think this one is only 720. I think it's uploaded. I was just going through the presets here again. I think so. We might be limited on that one. So we're gonna have to figure that out as well, because I do want to start upping the quality on everything. But I'd like to buy stuff that we can, like I say, be versatile to use in our other things as well. So, and yeah, so we're kind of at a bit of a crossroads right now. So, but we'll figure it out.
See, just keep this in mind when you're doing this, okay? All right, the one thing that I didn't like about Hangouts, because we did Hangouts for a while, we used it on Dark Shadow Ghost Stories After Tour.
Mm.
The one thing I didn't like is it'll adjust the quality automatically based on your bandwidth.
That's right.
And I have some videos that we have out there that you can't even watch them. It's just like, you know, pixelated really bad. And I was really upset because we were actually covering a place that we went to, and that's the only coverage that we had. So the opposite you have with OBS. With OBS, you have control over that. But if it's not set right and your bandwidth is, you know, fluctuating, that's where you play with that video bit rate and all that other stuff to kind of adjust that.
And you can do that on the fly, right? Like even while you're alive?
I haven't tried it live, you know, on the fly.
Okay.
I don't know, you know what I mean? Because when our show's going on, we got a lot of stuff going on. I got, you know, I got a Google PowerPoint or whatever, Google Slides going on. I got OBS going on. I got web pages going on, all this other stuff. And, you know, every once in a while, something weird, like I think it was our last one Saturday. I was just trying to bring up pictures and everything just kind of went, you know, like, whoa, I pushed it a little too far, you know. So it's all based on, you know, how much computer power, memory, and bandwidth and all that. But it'll tell you while you're streaming if you keep an eye on it.
Definitely. It needs a little more babysitting.
That's what down there in the right corner, you know, your CPU rate, your frames per second, you know, all that stuff.
Well, we'll, I don't know. I think it's going to work. It's got to work. We got to make it work because I'm like you with Google Hangouts. That's the whole problem with it in the end. Like, is it's just so dominant over the quality. That there's some videos too that I look back on and I see it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want our videos to be remembered looking this way.
Well, the design of Google Hangouts is video conferencing, basically video chat. You know, that type of thing. Just get on and do a video chat. But it, you know, if you use it and bring that in, that's actually kind of cool. You know, kind of like with the Skype and stuff. And we want Cassandra, we want you to come on our show. We keep saying that.
Well, we are back now from our vacation, so now we can finally schedule some time.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't know what you're looking forward to. I'm talking about my paranormal experiences.
Oh, I'm just gonna sit there and kind of like
I'm just gonna sit there and say that A word.
True.
I'm gonna be the Marianne side of it. I have
that
to.
didn't happen. And like, let's
actually,
Mirror.
Come here, come say hi.
He's gonna be sending me to insane asylum after.
No, I admire you guys that have the faith to believe in something. So my hat's off to you guys. It's from the heart.
Trying to get the better half on here.
Come
on,
Marianne.
She's out doing schoolwork.
Oh, she's.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to put lesson plans together. Oh, here she comes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You're on that camera.
Hi. See you.
She's so cute. She's so. Oh my God! Over you two are a pair.
Yeah, we're back to school. I have stuff to work on constantly again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the summer has been too short.
In the blink of an eye.
It's gone pretty quick, that's for sure.
Too quick. Way too quick.
I didn't even get half of the things on my summer list done that I wanted to this year.
No.
This summer was a washout. Like, I don't even want to call it like a summer of being productive. I did a lot of things, but it still didn't feel like anything got done.
Yes.
It flew by. This is one of the fastest summers, I think, ever.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did a lot of traveling too.
Actually, we didn't. We just went to Gettysburg for one week.
1 week.
Normally, we go to like 3 different places, you know, because we got like about a month and a half where we could do stuff, and we didn't even take weekend trips. We just, you know, we did get the RV. It's here. It's at the house, so we worked on the RV a little bit. We haven't even gone out camping. I'm gonna have to get it winterized here shortly. I'm sitting here talking to you like you're up here and you're down here.
I seen your, I think it was lives or videos, was when you were showing the inside of your RV.
Very cool.
Pretty cool.
Xenia called me to show me. Very, very nice.
Yeah. I think the kids
I want to get it out sometime before winter. I want to.
What is
out of the driveway?
What is in your plans for your channel now? What is coming up? I was just mentioning your live stream that I'm so excited about next week. But besides that, what is in your plans?
Well, we're going to be wrapping up the second week of Lizzie Borden. Actually, we're supposed to have a video tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to happen or not because it's already 9:30 and we haven't even recorded it yet. Saturday will be our live at 5, and we're going to be talking about Lizzie Borden's life after the trial. The next week is another Lizzie Borden week, but Thursday night we're going to be doing the interview with Lizzie Borden.
I was actually.
That's what I was talking about this Thursday. I guys told it on today. That's what I was like, I was thankful it's next week, but I'm so looking forward. And somebody in the chat is asking about it, so I hope they can join as well.
Yeah, that'll be Thursday, probably around 9 o'clock.
Right. So I was
10 o'clock gets so late for me for school, but
well, then you only got one more day.
Our kids start school only next week, so it's a.
Now we do have something coming up, and we haven't put it together yet. As she looks at me,
I get that look.
And it might be around. We have a big giveaway coming up, huge, because we said on our live streams, if everyone helped us to get into review, the 1,000 subs and the 4,000 watch hours, we were going to do a big giveaway. One of them is going to be a $50 Amazon card.
Nice.
And then we got travel boards and T-shirts and all that other stuff. So we got to put that together. And then one of our Saturday live streams is just going to be the big giveaway. So we got that coming.
Yes.
I remember that live stream when Shaun was saying about $50 for a gift card, and Marianne's like, what?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, well, you guys were on vacation and you missed it when he like springs on me during one of the live streams that, oh yeah, we're doing like giveaways an entire live stream. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I wasn't advised on that.
Exactly.
That's why
I get the little, vials of things, say, hey, this is what you could win, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna give away an entire live stream.
I'm thinking trip to Hawaii for haunted adventures.
Yeah. No.
I get to go there first.
Yeah, we have to go first and check it out.
That's right.
You guys are so kind. And guys, if you haven't checked them out yet, Panic D videos, go check them out. All things paranormal.
I wanted to tell you guys, when we were in the Gaspé, I wanted to go to the actual, the town Gaspé. That's where the last execution in Canada happened. And I was thinking of you guys because there is claims of paranormal activity at the house where he lived.
See that?
Isn't it
He's
sad?
starting to come over to the dark side.
I'm open. I said that before.
Now see, I looked at it. It was, see, isn't it sad? He thinks of us when he thinks of dead things.
Oh, that too.
When he thinks of people getting killed, he thinks of us,
I never
now they're thinking chopped up hamburger meat, Panic D videos.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's all okay as long as we're being thought of.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to end off on that part. But I promise you not. I think of you guys all the time. If somebody that gets hung for no reason.
Panic D videos.
That's right. No, it actually, because like you guys do, it's not just the paranormal, it's the history behind. And that was a huge scandal because it's not only the last execution, which was a hanging here in Canada, but he was blamed for killing some hunters that were up from the States. I believe it's Pennsylvania. And it was the U.S. lobbying to have him executed. That's so the whole story behind it. And then as well, of course, people say that they've heard things.
Like history behind the haunting,
you know what? I can make this better. Watch.
Right into it.
I'm over there going, what? Oh.
You're always on. I love it. I wish I had that kind of stamina.
I don't. I'm exhausted. I'm really serious. I'm going. And I saw that tweet comes up. We're on live. I'm like,
This OBS thing tonight was impromptu. We had talked to Neil just today?
Now I'm looking down here. Wait, it's up there.
Well, that's because now we're hearing them over there. We're looking over there to see them as they talk to us.
Ooh, scary, haunted things happening. Voices
Now I
coming.
can move this
See?
over here. There we go.
Really recreate the. I love it.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Guys, thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys don't mind. We'll be tapping in a little bit in the next week or two. We're going to be starting to practice with getting hangouts through OBS. So I'll probably be sending you the odd message for advice.
Oh, no problem.
On your Twitter messages from us.
If I don't answer during the day, I'm serving my sentence at school. And the tech person there can't quite figure out yet how to get social media up on the network. That's been the last 2 days, but
and maybe we can go on once I get it set up. We can just fool around with a bit on the test if that's all right with you.
Yeah. And then once you get your stuff going too, if you want, I could do a private thing and share our screens, and I could show you, you know, like how I don't, you know, how we do like we got like little video intros now for like Marianne's eBay thing, and you know, it plays a little video intro, and you know, it's like, and it's fun too if you keep tweaking it, you know, like the scrolling banners and stuff like that.
That's why, because like this season, I definitely want to have a proper intro playing through, like at the beginning, no more like the way it was before with the Hangout style. That's a huge thing that I want, opener, closers, stuff like that. Really putting them together. So I'll definitely be knocking on your door for that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and that's, hey, you know, to be honest with you, that's what I started looking at different broadcasting softwares, because I always wanted to have like our intro, you know, right before we started.
Yep.
And we were doing it with Google Hangouts, but I had to time it.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes you cut it off. Sometimes you get. And with OBS, they're just scenes. I just cue them up. We watch. I mean, okay, you got 5 seconds. Boom, it's done. And then boom, the camera comes up. And so we even do an intro and an outro,
right, on
our live streams. And then you could go put the end screen tags and all that stuff. So,
well, that's it exactly. Like, you know, I also want to put in like a 10-minute pre-opener where, like, you know, because we have a lot of people come in the chat before it even starts. So like, you know, maybe put up things for the week, who's going to be on, you know, that kind of plays that way. So
yeah,
I'm all over that kind of stuff. It's just last year that we kind of jumped into this with both feet, and then with everything else going on, just never had the time to make the switch. It's more just a lazy excuse than anything.
You know, here's another thing you could do, since you guys do, and Cassandra does the photography and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to set up like a pre-show is what you're talking about. You could take images and drop them in a folder. Okay. Yeah. Then you go into OBS and you tell it to, like, you set it up as a slideshow.
Yep.
You tell it to change each image every 7 seconds or something, but then you can put like a music track to play with it and that kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
And then if you want to change it, or if you want to set up a secondary folder and put like ads in it, it'll mix them up. If you tell it to do random, it'll do it for you automatically. It's really cool.
See, there's the stuff, if you know already about, I'll be asking you, there's a great example of stuff right there. Because then in between it, I want to run, like, you know, a separate ad for our Instagram or, you know, Twitter, Facebook, have them kind of up, like, you know, randomly between them. So
yeah, and it's very simple to do, and it's just dropping stuff in folders. The only thing you want to make it do, like if you want to stream at 720, you want to make sure the images are that size. If you want to stream, you know, 19 or 1080, make sure the images are that size. Right. So it looks like it's just a video, but it's actually just a slideshow playing images. So
that's really cool. Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
And we'll definitely be in touch very, very soon. Good luck with going back to school.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
We're still in the honeymoon phase with the kids right now. They're all on their best behavior. I only had one kid go to the bathroom so far, you know.
So I'll give you guys a little insight in the life of a teacher and an administrator of the school district. This is the third day, right?
It was the third day with kids, yeah.
Third day with kids. All right, we've already had 2 fire drills, a lockdown drill, trying to get everything back up. You know, everything that you have to do, like practicing and all this stuff, in 3 days.
Plus they had the meetings for every grade level.
Oh yeah, discipline meetings,
meetings
and teacher professional development. Got to make sure all the computer labs are going. And yeah, I just want to go camping. We'll take Travel Boris camping. He's ready to go.
He's ready and super. That's why. Well, okay, guys, we've got to let you go, but thank you so much for joining us, and we'll definitely be in touch very soon. Okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's great to see you guys.
You guys too.
Missed you.
And we'll at least Xenia will be on soon. I won't be negative pod. I'll just sit around and mind my own business when she's on.
Yeah, we'll see how that's gonna
work. Remember, I want to believe if somebody gave me a shirt that says so.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
The right proof comes out, I'm sold. I'm not saying nothing exists. So. Take care.
I wish you would have been in the bathroom at the Farnsworth house.
Why?
Well, the water just came on its own.
came on by itself and shut off by itself.
And then it went off by itself like 15 seconds later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there were 15 people in the room and we all went, did that just happen?
There's a remote or something there that makes it happen.
We slept in that room a couple years back too, and
the funny thing is when you stay in those rooms, I know you guys want to go, but you know this is a cool story because this is gonna hopefully Andrew. Anyways, when you stay in the rooms, if you have an experience, you write in these little notebooks. Okay. So I said to one of the guys that was reading the notebooks, I said, did anybody report the water coming on in this room and turning off automatically? He goes, yeah, it was in there like about 6-7 times. So other people had experience that stayed there.
But you don't, now this is not me being negative, Paul, but you don't think that somebody's setting that up or something? That's just my way right away. That's what comes in my head. Like,
we went in and we tried to debunk it as much as we could.
Okay.
And it literally, the shower came on and kicked off.
Huh.
You had to twist the
You had to
handles.
twist
It wasn't
the
like a
handles
push-pull.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was, I mean, it's actually a room that you could rent. So there wasn't anything around it, rigged up electronics, any of that stuff like that. So
that'll make you think.
See? Look at him. Look at him. He's going,
I've never said it was impossible. I've never said that. So I'm open to anything. So I think it'd be the coolest thing in the world if it's true. I'm not saying that disrupt what you guys are saying. I'm saying, like, you know, if it was what you know, paranormal, I think that would be the most amazing answer of all you can get. I'd love to have that.
Oh, I'd want more than that. I want more than that, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's proof that, you know, that it is something from the spiritual world. Like, undoubtedly, I would be sold. So I don't want it not to be true. I just want to be blatantly in my face.
I know, me too.
Exactly.
I want that ghost to pick me up, push me across the room, and say, "All right, listen, Marianne."
Wow.
All right, guys, we'll let you go.
Well, it was so nice chatting with you guys, though, and we'll have to do this again really soon. Like I said, I'll be in touch with you soon with a couple of questions if you don't mind.
Absolutely, not a problem.
You guys are awesome, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys. We'll talk soon. Take care. They're such a nice couple. My God.
Oh yes, always lots of laughs.
Yeah.
And if you haven't followed them yet, please go and check them out. Panic videos. They have all things paranormal and live streams. Really interesting investigational paranormal stuff over there. So check them out. Panic videos. I was looking for a link and it disappeared.
Oh, I can bring that up for you, I believe. Let's see here.
I had it copy pasted, but then I pasted something else. It's okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So Panic videos link right away here. If you haven't checked them out, please go and do so.
I swear to God, Marianne, when she talked about going to school, if people didn't hear the beginning, I'm sure some of them think she's like a college student or something. Like
oh,
that.
no, yeah, she is a teacher, biology teacher, forensic scientist, nevertheless. So.
But like the fountain of youth, she's so.
Oh my God! Yes.
You know.
She looks like a student herself. That's for sure.
They're a really awesome couple. If you haven't checked them out, guys, you definitely got to. Really amazing people.
Well, we hope that you got some tips and tricks on OBS and Hangouts, and if you had any questions, it got a little bit clearer.
And this is proof tonight, once again, guys, like we're saying, we don't have all the answers. We're learning like you guys are, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody in the chat that's been helping out and giving advice or experiences. This is the greatest way for everybody to learn. So keep it up. Always look to your next door neighbor here on YouTube for information. You'll be surprised how many have the answers that you're looking for. Never look at it as competition and keeping things to yourself. We all grow just by helping each other out. So I hope we can continue on as we're learning more about it. Maybe we can do it again in a month or so. We can kind of follow up where we are. You'll hear me probably complaining about it as we're working on it, so get ready.
I'll have to lots of beep ups. We'll have to do. Can you set up on OBS like 5-second delay?
Yeah, we might just need that.
I think we might need that.
Thank you so much, MU. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't get to see many in the chat tonight, but thank you so much for joining us. Polynesia, you're so incredible. You really are. You are the man.
Oh, thank you, Roberta. Thank you so much. And for those of you who didn't know what we were talking about, don't feel bad. We didn't. I didn't either. I'm not a technical girl at all.
You're doing pretty good. So I'm gonna say.
Well, OBS for now. Like I did try to. Well, I did. I will tell you how technically challenged or advanced I am. I did want to try Streamlabs because you can incorporate your Patreon through Streamlabs and then through your live event, and that's why I wanted to check it out. Well, I set it up, I thought, and then I thought, well, I'll just test it up, you know, on my own computer. I wasn't going to go live on YouTube. I just wanted to see how it works. Well, it went live. People started coming in, and like 30 seconds later, I shut off because I was in a panic and like, oh my God, what was? So I shut it off. And then I couldn't figure out how to delete it. It wasn't letting me delete it because it's encoded. So then you went to delete it next morning, and then the other video got deleted. Where it was you with
that was my fault. I was half asleep and I should have done right away.
But it's the consequences of what I did. So there was whole writing to you to get that back.
I was brokenhearted because the video I deleted was the video I made a little impromptu live with my daughter the day before she left for camp. And then I take her to camp that morning. Something happened. You had to stay behind. We were looking for something.
Yeah.
And I come back home, everything's going on, and what do? I go and delete the video. I'm missing my daughter. First time she's ever going away to sleepaway camp, and what do? I come home and delete the video with me and her on it. So thank God that we were monetized, so we can get access to a rep that helped us get our video back. So,
but it all was because I was going to try out Streamlabs.
It's all good. Yeah, I kind of blamed her at the time. I know. Typical husband.
Because I was like, I can't delete this now. And people was like, oh no. Like, you know, hi, you're live. And I'm like, I'm testing. I didn't know what I was doing. Once you start going, then I kind of like tried to get into it. But yeah, for now, no.
Yes, I could see that happening, Panic D. I've thought it already. Accidentally hit streaming instead of recording.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Guys, we're going to head out. Reply OBS. Take note of the challenges you've had along the way and then share. Oh, that's
which was
great idea.
Vlogging.
Yes.
Beep, 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 beep,
I might have to
censor. But you're right. It's a great idea, actually, because lots of people I know who are just starting are in the same boat as I am. I don't know about you, and don't know, you know, what are they doing from A to B. So, you know, they're not being alone, so to say.
Guys, as you know, we've started this idea that every time we end a live stream, we'll give a link that you guys can go to. I didn't want to stay on too long tonight because this was on impromptu. And greenbaywacky is actually having their it's a prayer night, but he has other nights that does other stuff. But even with prayer night, it's more just people talking about their experiences and stuff. It's non-judgmental. You still meet people there. So I'm going to give you guys the link to it. Here you go. And if you want, I can put in the hashtag or one we usually use. But you will meet people there, and he doesn't mind if you do that at the same time and stuff like that. I mean, because nobody here is like overly aggressive on doing stuff like that. And if you haven't, I know a lot of you might know Wacky, but if you don't, this is a really, really great channel to get to know more people, and he's awesome for that. And they have channel shout-out nights like we do as well every Friday, right?
Yes.
Here you go, guys. Polynesian, you're so awesome. You have a great night too, Shaun and Marianne. Thank you so much for all your health. Oh, Father Frequency. Yeah, sorry about that. But you can head over to the link and meet other people as well. And we're going to be more on our regular schedule coming up soon. We're still kind of in partial summer mode right now, but we will be getting there very soon. So looking forward to having a schedule as well, so then it's easier to meet up with you guys. I love that show. I never thought to make that as like the hashtag like that. Keep creating. That's definitely going to be on some of the merch when we do it. Cheers and keep creating. We'll be there. It's funny how we all come up with our own taglines after a while.
Actually, talking about merch, it's not as easy as it seems to come up with tags for t-shirts, because lots of like sentences are copyrighted.
Yeah, of course. You got to check it out first.
And I never really thought about it before I started doing it. So now I'm kind of in the research of all these different variations, and we have to check both Canadian and American. So.
Yes. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
So that's kind of interesting perspective now.
Gator the Legend, how are you, my friend? So good to see you. Sorry, tonight was just kind of an impromptu one. I was kind of selfish because I wanted some answers for OBS. But we'll have more shows. A shout out channel night. What is tonight? Thursday. Yeah, we won't have one tomorrow night, but we'll have one coming up very soon. But if you want, we're going to gave everybody the link to head over to Wacky Stream. Can go over and keep the party going. I know it's, like I said, I know it's a prayer night, but it's not.
It's not religious prayer night. It's just it's more of helping mentally and community-wise people that need a little hug or a little emotional support.
And this is something we're going to do every time. If anybody's new, we're going to keep always doing this. It's just sending everybody over and keep it going. It's the old pay it forward. We'll just pick a channel at the end and who's when the live stream's going. We're not big yet. Like I say, I can never say that. Believe me, there's no swelled heads here. But, the Barnyard Chicken. Sorry, I missed you. Here you go. I'll give you the monitor wrench for the next time you come back in. I hope you subscribe. Sorry, tonight we were doing a lot of full screen sharing, so I didn't get to see many in the chat. But thank you so much for coming. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Same to you, Terrell. You're so awesome. The original wrench. Thank you for all you've helped us make this channel to be. You've been instrumental is like an understatement.
Oh, yes, my God. Fast fingers.
Yes. Thanks, TW. We're actually heading over. If you guys want, Gator, it's people like you that help us do stuff like that. I mean, that inspired us for it, not so. Believe me, you had it. Okay, because you didn't have it highlighted, and sometimes, sorry about that, Barnyard. After a while, sometimes it automatically removes it. I think there's only so many wrenches to go around, so if somebody hasn't been over in a bit, it goes away. And I have the worst memory in the world, or sometimes Xenia adds a channel and I don't know about it, and vice versa. But either way, it was so good to have you here tonight, and hope you can make it back again soon. And it's really good hanging with you guys. You're an awesome group. Yeah, and thank you so much for your time. And we'll be together really, really soon. And like I say, season 2 is coming up just around the corner. We've, if you get a chance, you can check out the new thumbnails. Let me know if I missed something. I appreciate when you guys look at them because I might have spelling error. We still got to change this. Oh my God, I need to do all the titles. I forgot about. Well, I'm going to be busy tonight. I got to do titles for over 100 and some videos. So there's my evening.
Well, it doesn't have to be done all in one night.
Well, once I get going, it's just better. Actually, I might get you on half of them and do them tomorrow and work our way from back to front. So we'll pick it up. That's for better or for worse.
Well, I'll have to go over them anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's right. But But at least the bases will be down because right now they're under the old number system of hashtag.
Oh
numbers.
yes, yeah. Well,
So
you
it's gonna
see,
be
we're
confusing.
always in the process of doing something to our channel. So
That's
it's
right.
not only us sharing our opinion about your
Yeah.
channels; it's also us doing changes to our channels constantly. This is the 6th or 7th time for thumbnails.
Yep, and it won't be the last. It
Yeah.
won't be the last. But I am happy with the thumbnails. I am happy where they're going. And I won't be happy with them 3 months down the road, and there'll be another idea that comes up and something else we should be doing. And that's just part of it. I mean, that's the whole point of YouTube, in my opinion, is the rejuvenation of it. It is like a garden. It can't be just left to sit by itself. It's got to be tended all the time. And the girl keeps missing from that one. That's the first one I put up, and then I put that other girl in front on the thumbnail.
Okay.
And I've noticed that it keeps. I don't know if it's just probably my cache on my computer.
Probably, I'm gonna check that out. Well, I think we should sign it off because we start talking about our technicalities here.
So there's with the new thumbnails. I'm just ended off on that. So we started a new category, summer drop-ins. We've taken out all the specials. Now Tube Life will only include when it was guests. So it's not numbered anymore like the Joe Rogan Experience type of numbers with the big number of hashtags. It's actually going to be seasoned. And that'll be more to create more playlists that way, and also to sell it more as a series rather than a live stream. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. So Tech Talk Tuesdays and everything will now be considered its own group. So have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. Here's the hashtag, the link in the hashtag once again for Green Bay Wackies. If you want, head over. It's a great place to meet new people. Awesome channel, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers and keep creating, guys. Have a good one.